We start this chapter of the story in San Francisco. We'd done some work there, adding some brass strips to the mast to reduce chafe from the gaff saddle, but it was time to leave the bay and continue our journey south. Conditions under the bridge can often be quite uncomfortable, especially in a wind over tide situation, so we motored out first thing in the morning before the tide changed and the wind picked up. Once we were back out into the open Pacific, we had time to set the sails, turn to port, and head south. We sailed south, stopping briefly at Half Moon Bay, but continuing onwards on our way to our next stop, Moss Landing. We found ourselves sailing through thick fog, and as the wind increased, we reduced the sail area, tucking 2 reefs into the main.
Pretty downwind. Look at those flags up there. But when do you think we'll jibe?
We can go pretty close to the land here, so maybe 2 or 3 miles.
We don't have to worry about the brakes.
No. Finally, the breakwater at the entrance to Moss Landing Harbour appeared slowly out of the fog. Moss Landing is not a normal stop for a transient sailboat, but we decided to come here to visit a friend and a particular special boat. The Western Flyer is a 1930s fishing boat that was chartered by John Steinbeck and his marine biologist friend Ed Ricketts in 1940 for the trip that inspired Steinbeck's book Log from the Sea of Cortez. One of the people inspired by that book to become a scientist was later able to buy the boat in disrepair and have it rebuilt as a science, research and educational vessel by the Port Townsend Shipwrights Co-op, just around the corner from where we rebuilt Tally-Ho. Since I last saw the boat in Port Townsend, lots of mechanical systems have been added, including a diesel-electric hybrid motor, which is very similar to Tally-Ho's propulsion system, except a lot bigger.
Got a 425 horse John Deere turbo diesel, and then twin electric trans-fluid hydraulic system that goes into our twin disc, so we can run either full diesel or full electric. When we're running the diesel, we can put the electric motors into regen mode, just like a Prius, and it charges the battery bank. Or we can switch off the main and run silent with the electric motors for 4 or 5 hours at about 5 knots.
Hey, at least you can stand up in here.
Yeah, we got pretty good access.
Wonderful. This looks fantastic. Yeah. After seeing the new engine room, our tour continued through the deck house, which is mostly original, and then down into the hold, which has been converted into the science and learning space.
We've got CTV we can deploy off the side, and then there's ROVs in here. We got a couple of ROVs. It's still under construction, and now that we're doing it, we're figuring out what we do need, right? So it's like, okay, how many kids can we fit down here at a time? How seasick do they get? Is it really going to be that brief, or you know, is it just at the dock, or is it out to sea? And flux capacitor.
So that's our little CCD. What we'll do is we'll drop it down over the side and drop it to the bottom, and then bring it back up, and it gives you a vertical profile of the physical characteristics of the water column.
And does the blue tape keep the eyes on it during deployment?
No, definitely not. The eyes come off.
And then the battery room. So we got all your lithium batteries in the boxes. And some ballast. Not nearly enough. We honestly need to add quite a bit more ballast. She's sitting high on her line.
After our tour of the Western Flyer, we visited a sunflower star laboratory, which is located in the same boatyard. Unfortunately, I somehow lost quite a lot of footage from this day, including the interview that explains what they do here, but I found their mission so interesting and important that I'm going to try and explain it myself.
Like you can kind of see them floating around in the water too. They look like speckles of pepper. Like it's really cool to see them just like swim around. And then we also have the ones in the big larval tank. I don't know if you saw them, but...
Sunflower sea stars live in the Northeast Pacific Ocean and grow up to 1 meter across, usually with 16 to 24 limbs. They can move surprisingly fast and are carnivores. One of the main things that they normally eat is sea urchins, and this is important. In 2013, sea star wasting disease devastated the population of these animals, and they are now classed as critically endangered. The result is that nothing is eating the sea urchins, which have consequently had a huge population increase, leading to decimation of kelp forests, which is what they eat. This has led to far-reaching ecological effects along the whole Pacific coast of North America, because kelp forests are an essential habitat for all sorts of marine animals. Sunflower Star Lab are breeding sunflower stars, investigating how the disease affects them, and is working towards the goal of reintroduction and the restoration of the kelp forests. This is a small group of passionate young people working towards a goal that's actually incredibly important. So I really encourage you to check out their social media, learn more about what they do, and if you can, support them. Well, we've had a really fun time at Moss Landing. It's a really interesting little port with a lot going on and a really engaged scientific community doing great biological and environmental research. So really cool to meet all the people we met here. Now it's time to head out tonight and do an overnight passage to the next port down the coast. But for now, thanks a lot for watching, and as always, a massive thank you to everyone who has donated or otherwise supported this project and this channel. It does make a huge difference. It means we're able to keep on sailing and maintaining this boat, and it means we're able to keep on making and editing these videos. So I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.
Secure. Gotta close the mushroom bends for those waves.